Welcome to the third day of the Steam Summer Sale 2013. Please remember to only buy games that are on the daily deal or on a flash sale. Tomb Raider 2013 is a third-person action adventure. It's 75% off and has Steam trading cards. If you disliked the previous Tomb Raider games because of the way they portrayed Lara Croft, you should give this game a try. Because they make her actually look like a human and not like a blow-up doll. Might and Magic Heroes 6 is a strategy RPG where you have to collect troops, resources, and build your own empire to fight against enemies in a turn-based fashion. If you're a fan of this series, you either already have it, or you can go buy it now with the 66% discount. But if you're new to it, I would recommend checking out the King's Bounty series. Neither series is better or worse than the other, but I personally prefer certain gameplay decisions the King's Bounty series made. The Witcher 2 Assassins or Kings Enhanced Edition is a dark and mature third-person RPG. With 75% off and Steam trading cards, this game is a steal. To fully enjoy the deep story, you can also buy the prequel for a really cheap price. Borderlands 2 is a first-person co-op RPG shooter where you shoot enemies called boner farts for multiple minutes into the head before they drop dead and drop items that are hardly comparable thanks to their wacky stats. If you're searching for a mindless single-player game and don't mind the bad toilet humor, this might be for you. But if you're searching for a good co-op game, it isn't what you want because the enemies turn into bullet sponges the more players are playing it. This game is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Age of Empires 2 HD Edition is a HD remake of an old strategy classic. For me, this is one of the best strategy games I've ever played. 50% off might be not enough, though, to fully recommend it. Resident Evil 6 Giraffe Blowjob is a game you can happily avoid. It's 50% off and has Steam trading cards. Stardrive is a space strategy game where you can conquer galaxies, build new colonies, and customize your ships to your liking. The game is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. RPG Maker VX is not a video game. Mars Warlocks is 50% off and has Steam trading cards. The game is supposed to be an intense cyberpunk RPG with a deep story. Sadly, they didn't really pull off any of it. The game isn't all that good, but might be worth a look for the cheap price. Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army is a mindless third-person horde mode shooter in the Sniper Elite universe. If you really like zombies and don't mind that it's nothing more than a mindless grindfest, go buy Killing Floor. It's 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Kinetic Void is a space adventure simulation that's still in early access. If you really want to support this game and don't want to pay all that much for it, it may be worth doing so now while it's 66% off. It's early access though, means the game may be far from ready or even playable. It also has Steam trading cards. Blood Bowl Chaos Edition is a fantasy football sports action game in the Warhammer universe. The game can be a whole lot of fun, but the in-game tutorials and the random number generator can really suck the fun of it in the beginning. I really recommend to look up some tutorials on the internet to really learn how to play the game. The game is 75% off. L.A. Noire is an adventure detective game that plays in the 1940s. You have to solve murder cases by finding hints on the crime scene and interrogate possible subjects. This game has a few minor problems like the handling while driving or a certain pattern that gets quickly obvious in the interrogation, but it's still a great game that I can highly recommend. It's also quite cheap with 75% off. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is a modern military shooter that shows how easy it is to spawn camp the enemy team by simply destroying every building on the map. Despite the heavy explosion spamming, it can be an enjoyable game. If someone is still playing it, you might want to check whether or not people are still playing it or have moved on to Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 2014. It's 70% off. And that's it. Please remember that even though we get new deals every 24 hours, the old ones are still going on for another day. So if you missed the last day, you can still pick them up. Thanks for watching and have a happy shopping spree.